Hi guys, how are you doing? This is an unplanned video. I'm sitting at my granny's place on the first floor and I'm waiting for my client, and she's late. She's like really late now. So while I will be waiting for her, I wanna a little bit talk about the medicine here. In Kazakhstan, our medicine was for free for forever. It was like the governmental medical institutes, like hospitals, let's say. So they were all for free. Of course, we do have the private hospitals, and they're not for free. But 1 year ago, meaning that, oh no, maybe it was in 2008, 18. Well, anyway, since this year, 2020, we started paying the medical insurance, which is about 4,000 tenge. So basically what the government did is that before they wouldn't collect the tax for the medicine, but now they do collect it. Otherwise, and nothing has changed. I already did go to the hospital. It was in February. I checked out how it works and seriously nothing changed. It's just that now we have to pay the money. In the governmental hospital, if I have a chance on Monday, I will go to my hospital. I need to go there, and I will make a video if they're gonna allow me, and I will show you. So it's a usual hospital, nothing special. Some hospitals still have the USSR furniture, and it's in the city. And my city, the Pavlodar city, is said to be like a regional city. It's a big city. Like the region is called Pavlodar region, and then we divide the biggest city is Pavlodar, and then you have Aksu, Ekibastuz, other small cities. I don't even want to imagine what kind of hospitals they have there. I very rarely use the governmental hospitals when I need something, to have the analysis, to have a quick go see the doctor. I always go to the private clinics. But this is a very funny thing, is that the doctors in the private clinics and in the governmental clinics can be working in both hospitals. So for example, the therapist works from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. in one hospital, in the governmental, let's say, and since 3 p.m. until 7 or maybe 8 p.m. he works in the private hospital. So this is how it's done here. But the analysis, not all of the analysis can be taken from the governmental hospitals, in the governmental hospitals. In most cases, a person will go to the analysis center. It's called Olimp here. It's like the biggest in Kazakhstan. As for the salaries here, the doctors who work in the governmental hospitals, they don't earn much. It's like doctors and teachers here are said to be the poorest. Of course, they do have some status. The surgeons, I think, they get kind of good salary, but all of the other doctors who work for the government, they don't earn much of the money. So it's not like in the USA or maybe in other developed countries, where the doctors is not only a prestigious work, but it's also a very good paid job. The hospital I go usually to, if I have some problems with my stomach or problems with my, I don't know, the bones, or like any kind of problems that I need to solve quickly, I always go to the private clinic. So there, for one time to go and see a doctor, it will cost you minimum of 4,000. When you go for the second time to the same doctor, you will have to pay 3,000, 3,500. That all depends on the qualification of the doctor and to which doctor you're going to. So if, for example, I go to the gastroenterologist, I will have to pay 4,000 tenge Maybe now it's almost 5,000. Then she writes down me like this bunch of the analysis, and I go and get this analysis. The minimum I will pay for them is 15-20,000 tenge. Then I go back to her for the second time, and she writes down her conclusion and then gives me the pills, which I have to drink. Then I go to the drugstore, and the minimum amount of money which I will have to spend there will be also 15,000 tenge. And guys, if I now will turn everything to dollars, you will think, oh my god, this is so cheap. But for us, it's not cheap. 7 years ago, when I just started my business, the dollar was 150. Today, the dollar is 420. So it's not that I work less, I work even more. But I earn not even double less, like triple less. All of my money goes to the food. If I wanna buy myself clothes, I also will buy everything 3 times more than it was initially. Like if you live somewhere in the United States, in Great Britain, in any other well-developed economically country, I don't think you have this kind of, like the difference is not supposed to be so big. And please correct me if I'm wrong, if you also had something like that. For you, again, it's going to be cheap, but our salaries are at the same level as it was 7 years ago, but our spendings is triple more. So it's like, standing on one place. It's just the feeling that you're doing something, but in reality, you're not doing anything at all. It's like everything you do, you're just throw into the window, and that like costs nothing. I now started watching one guy. He's from Ukraine. He lives in the United States, and he's so fun and he's so useful. He compares the prices for the oil in Ukraine and the prices for the oil in the USA. And I was shocked when I saw and when I heard what he was talking about. He said that in the United States, the oil is almost twice less expensive than in Ukraine, meaning that if we compare Kazakhstan and the USA, I don't think it's going to be different. Even if it will be very, very little difference. And here in Kazakhstan, as most of you know, we're supposed to be an oil country. An oil country, the coal country, what else do they have here? And gas, I guess. We're supposed to be a very rich country, but our mentality is constructed in the following way. Here, people, especially ones who are sitting on the positions, they think that they're gonna steal the money, the ones, for example, which were given to make the roads. They will steal it, and then they will go and buy themselves a house in Austria, or an apartment in London, or a villa somewhere in Spain. So they're basically ruining their own house in order to increase the economy of Austria, of Spain, of Great Britain. And when they do that, they come here to Kazakhstan and say, oh, I bought myself a house in Vienna, or I got myself a Bentley. And like, I don't understand, why would a person do this? It's so funny. It's like, why would you rob your own country? Like, why would you make it so poor? And we are really poor. There was a question under the last of my video. You asked who you can work as in Kazakhstan, and if you can have a decent salary, a decent profession here, like a position here. All of the foreigners here are still accepted here as a goddess. If you're a foreigner, you cannot even have a good diploma. I mean, don't bother yourself going to a super cool university. Whatever diploma you have, or maybe if you don't have, you will be accepted to almost everywhere, to any university, because you already speak English, and if you're a native speaker, they will grab you and they will give you the salary more than for the same job to a local one. So guys, if you are fluent in English, if you're a native speaker, you can come to Kazakhstan. You can start, let's say, from teaching, and then when you're gonna be going around Almaty, going to all of these foreigners party, and foreigners here, they somehow get to know each other very quickly. They have all of these parties. There's a very famous party. Oh my god, how it is called? Internation. Yeah, all of the foreigners gather on these parties. Also, there is Amcham. I remember when I worked my first job, our boss paid $2,000 for the table so that our company would come to Amcham. There you can meet all the CEOs of big foreign companies, and as a result you can also get a pretty good deal. Also, in most cases, the foreigners are paid for their apartment plus to your salary. So you will be given, let's say, $600 for the apartment, and your salary will be $1,000, and the rate is 420, and it was 150 when I just started. So you can live like a king here. For you, everything will be cheap, and for you, I think for most of the foreigners here, it's a good start, because my ex-boyfriend, for example, he came to Central Asia when he was 29 or maybe 28, well, something like that. He worked in Afghanistan, and in Afghanistan, as he told me, it was a very easy job and they were very well paid. And he then came to work in Bishkek, to this company where we met as a regional manager. If I'm not mistaken, he was paid in 2008. He was paid around $10,000 or $12,000. He was a regional manager, and he was only 32 years old back then. This, for him, this job, he got so many advantages because all of his spendings, they were paid. He would stay in the 5-star hotels like Hyatt. He was given a car, like a new one. He went in Almaty, he went to these car dealers and he bought himself a new car. He had spendings on his apartment, and if you are doing well, then the apartment you're gonna get will be in a prestigious district, in a very, very good area. The apartment itself will be amazing. It will be very, very beautiful. Yes, that job, the time that he spent here in Central Asia, allowed him to see the world. He traveled a lot. He managed to open his own company, and it's not only him. It's just this is the closest person I know who was a foreigner from Canada. He had nothing, but he left Central Asia with I think a lot of money. He didn't tell me, but I think he earned pretty much. Of course, what's more important and what's more, I think, precious is the relationships that he got here, the friends that he got here, the knowledge that he got here. It's the knowledge is amazing, and the experience is also amazing here. Oh guys, finally this day is over. See there, all the bags. I've been repacking them, then writing the sizes, and that's why I look a little bit messy. Just the working process, and now you can see how I look like when I work. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please write them down, and I will be very happy to answer them. Bye bye.